Oqpkc. Right, the entrance, couple of options for you guys. If you want to, Fred, if you want to come in like this, then the angle needs to be more at 45. Then it's a straighter in, because right now you've got to come in and get your hips to there. So that's one option, is just really take the whole thing in so that it would be Felipe and Manuel here, like that angle. And then Fred would come straight in. That's fine. Or Fred, just see if you can get a foot almost out the door, which looks like it might be a bit tough with regards to space. But this is not a good way to start the O, guys. All right. The big improvement from the first to the second half of this jump. So first half, we've got some issues on the K build. We've got Manuel obviously has been used to working with Fred, and Fred's been used to working with Manuel on the back of the Ks, and now we need to build up that relationship between Manuel and Marconi on the K builds, but it's a little slow to take on. I'm going to talk about most of that on the repeat, when we get going again with this dive, because it looks like you really fix a lot of things. The main thing I want to see an improvement on, guys, I like the way you split the jive up, by the way, by shutting it down, started standing up, and then going again. Perfect. This is the right way. This is what we do. And it just works on resetting your mind and thinking to yourself, what can I do better? And it really seems to work on this one. Okay, is P, K, C. Can you see how on the C, and this is doesn't happen very much here, but look at this, how it backs up. So Fred, you're being shut down a little bit by Felipe. Felipe, I'd like you to stay more cheated and more in this section because it's backing up slightly. And I think, Felipe, for you, you're thinking you want to help Fred, but actually the move from the K to the C is almost a stay still. And you've got that little turn there, it just kind of shuts the door on him. And Fred, you're not holding your ground. You're allowing yourself to be pushed back by that move of Felipe. But I'd rather see Felipe at this 45-degree angle, giving Fred a bit more space to think forward. Right, and then now the K build, so P to K. Manuel, don't worry so much about the grips on Felipe, because what's happening now is from the P, see how your hips move just away a little bit, and then you kind of bring them in there. I'd far rather see you, when the key comes, anticipate. So right now, as you're being picked up on the P, you should be thinking, the K's coming next, my hips need to stay still. And if they were to stay still, with your knees a little closer together, that would be fine. But can you see how your lower body swings out, and now you have to bring it back in? And I feel that's partly to do with the focus that you've got on picking up Felipe at the front. Now, Marconi, for you, from the P to the K, ideally, as I said, those hips stay still, and I'd like you to try and pick up both legs together. Now, you guys are both working too hard to get into this position. Manuel, you're working against that tension, and your body, can you see it, how it's pitched up like this? And then Marconi, the same for you. We need you guys flat. We need you guys to sit flat on the air as you're making this move. Otherwise, you're in a moment of tension, and it should be easy to get in and out. So yeah, key things there is the C build and the K build. So C build, it's just staying forward without that turn, and then the K build, working the anticipation, so more like this. So let's look at the P. Oh, it's still there a little bit. See how the hips move out there, that little move there. So in your mind, you should be saying P, you should be saying K now. Right now, everyone should be saying K. When you're in a P, you're saying K. Yeah, you've got that anticipation, and your body should be thinking about staying or moving to that right spot. And this is better, Marconi. You have a flatter position here so that you're more ready to move to the C. And also, Marconi, just a heads up for you, as they improve the C on the front, that rotation that you're doing into the C will be perfect, and you won't have to deal with that backup. Can you see how it backs up every time on the C? So a couple of key things to learn from that, guys.